Have your blanket ready for later. We're gonna, Friday's always interesting to me. This creating this series was on a wing and a prayer kind of thing where, Thursday evening, I'm like, hey, let me start teaching 30 days in a row. And then I figured I would just plan it as I went. And Friday's always an interesting challenge for me because I deemed it Ether Day. Some say ether. And it's one of those very esoteric, I could literally say anything is ether. I could say the way that we're breathing is ether, the way that we're oming is ether, the way that we're moving through space and disrupting the flow of the air around us is ether. Because it is, it's everywhere, it permeates through everything, but how do you teach it? How do you teach how to hold on to that ether and connect to that subtlety that lives in all of us and lives all around us as well? And so we're going to take a journey today through the koshas, which is a way to, I found a quote, I'm going to read this. Like the chakras, the koshas are not meant to be interpreted literally. Instead, they provide an additional lens through which to view our experiences in the human body. And I loved that. A lens in which to view our experiences through the human body. And the koshas they start out very broad, our actual body. Our first kosha, or our outermost kosha, is our physical body, and then we travel inward, working with the energy. It also goes outward, but we're traveling inward today, so we're going to start off in the broad strokes and then move further in to that subtlety. And so we have 5 koshas that we're going to be working on today, and the physical body, our outer sheath, that's the Annamaya kosha. Annamaya kosha, there's not a quiz after this, but it's our body. And when we take care of our body, when we can keep it strong and standing straight and breathing fully and nourished properly and get plenty of sleep and all of the good things that we do for that self-care of the body, it makes it easier to travel inward. When you think of someone who has a life of excess, always out partying, always out being under some influence of substances, where perhaps we've all been in our life, those are times where you're not really able to go inward and sit with your quiet thoughts and have that self-love and that quiet time of stillness, which ends up being so beneficial. So as we move here through our koshas today, we're going to take that journey inward. Have your blanket ready, and we're going to start off our practice today moving into our body, moving our Annamaya kosha on our way into our Pranamaya kosha, which is my favorite, the breath body, where we bring the outside air in, make it part of us, have that circulation and energy come through, and then we send it back out into the universe, and then we have our thoughts and our views and our bliss body all the way inward. So let's start off in our Annamaya kosha, our physical body, and let's start off in cat-cow. So come over to tabletop position and move here for a moment. Close your eyes. Take a few slow breaths. Shift the weight side to side. You can tuck the toes under to create a little space in the bottoms of the feet. In this practice today, again, providing an additional lens through which to view our experiences in the human body. There's always something to learn in yoga. Some teach 7 chakras, some teach 9. Some teach that there are 2 things that go with all things in nature. Some teach that they're free or infinite. Come to tabletop position now. Come into stillness. Drop your belly down. Spread through your hands. Press into your feet. The foundation here, our physical body. 27 bones in each hand, 26 bones in each foot. Doing that math quickly is not for me. I'm a yoga teacher, not a math teacher, but it is over half of our bones right here in our hands and feet. Feel that connection. And as you inhale, belly drops, heart lifts, hips lift. Exhale, curl and round. Feel any stiffness that's releasing here first thing in the morning. And stay as you can release through that clearing of the throat as well, just as I did, or coughs or yawns. Keep moving here into your physical body. Really connect into your skeleton, to your muscles, to your ligaments, to your tendons, to your joints. All 5 bodies working together now, but focusing in on that outermost layer. Press back, child's pose. Take a stretch through the front of the arms, or reach the arms forward, reach the hips back. And lengthen up, downward facing dog. Again, feel your foundation. Move here, release stagnancy, stretch the hips, bend the knees. One of the things I observed from my mat as a teacher, and I know this is true for my own practice as well, when you're a beginner with yoga, and the teacher says, come to downward dog, you land a pose and you stay there. When you start to know what yoga can do for you, that movement in the first downward dog becomes almost instinctual, where you know you can stretch your toes and stretch your heels and stretch all the way through the back of the body. If you just take a moment of movement. As you're ready, step forward, forward fold, feet wide, knees bent, keep moving. Slow breathing as you're upside down here in this forward fold, the hips up, heart and head down. And then find a half lift. Take a few breaths. Feel that lengthening now out through the neck, feet pressing in, knees pressing back. And all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up, stretch the whole body. Hands to your heart, thumbs to the chest. Very happy Thursday. When I was first learning about the koshas, and did I say Thursday? Happy Friday! It's Friday, everybody. When I was first learning about the koshas, the teacher I was learning from went into, well, okay, not the first time I was learning, well, one of the times, okay. So the teacher went into chair pose, and within 3 breaths, he was like, isn't it good to feel the body break a sweat? And I was like, what is he talking about? It's like then 3 breaths. But he had activated into his body. He had sunk down. He had squeezed everything midline. He had really come to focus in on his physical body, working from the bottom to the top. And so I followed his lead. And when you really do just sit in a chair pose, when you really feel what's supposed to be happening, Sometimes that heat does come up and you work that sweat. So let's take a wide chair pose, feet as wide as the mat. And when you sit back to chair pose, it's important to sit back. You're not pressing the knees forward, coming into this strain for the knees. You're sitting as though as though there's a chair back there and you're gonna sit back and down. So then as you start to do that, press into those feet and reach the arms straight out from you. Make sure you're sitting as far back as you can for your comfort. 5 slow breaths, feel your body turn on. Legs activated, blood pumping, breath flowing, mind focused. Keep going. If you're not feeling it, sit back and down a little bit more. Inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten the legs. Exhale, sit back and down. 5 more breaths. If shoulders are uncomfortable, hands to your heart. If it starts to be uncomfortable, breathe. Sit through it. Convince yourself you can do it anyway. 1 more breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your sides, bring the feet together, Tadasana pose, stand still and feel your heart beating. Nothing I like better than a good chair pose to wake up the body, unless it's a good wide-legged squat. You can turn sideways on your mat. We're going to come down into what's affectionately known as horse pose. And this is another way just to really get the body into the moment, get that blood flowing, get the circulation going, toes and knees going slightly outward in the same direction as each other, hands to your hips. Lift up nice and tall. Tailbone presses back and tailbone presses down as you start to sit back. And then you can bring your hands to your thighs, fingers to the inside or to the outside, even having this feeling that you're rolling the thighs open. And then move here gently side to side. And then sit down. Once you're here, arms come up, gratitude arms. Grateful for these strong legs and the blood flowing through our veins. Inhale. Let's twist. Keep your legs as they are. Exhale. Inhale, center, other side. Exhale. Back to center. Keep your legs as they are. Now reach your arms up. Keep them up. Inhale. Exhale, bring them down. Just flow with the breath 2 more times. Keep your legs as they are. We're really just distracting ourselves with the arm movements so that we forget that our legs are turning to jelly. If they're not, sit back and down. Inhale, 1 more. Reach it up. Exhale, left arm to the left thigh. Reach the right arm over. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale. Inhale, back to center and through to the other side. Right elbow down, left arm reaches. Take a breath, open. Back to center. Hands on your thighs. Maybe you'll help yourself. It's almost an assist as you can bring some of that weight to the arms. 5 more breaths. Don't give up. It's just standing in a squat. 2 more. Sit back and down. Last one. Straighten the legs, bring them back together, and step to the top of your mat, Tadasana pose. Feel the aliveness of your whole body. Inhale, reach the arms up. Keep them reaching up, palms pressed toward each other. You can have a soft opening through the arms if it's uncomfortable to reach all the way up. Press down through the feet. Lift up. Keep this length. Shift the weight to the right foot. And left foot steps back, coming into a high lunge. Arms stay lifted. Eyes quiet. Right knee over the right ankle. As you inhale, press into the toes, reach up through the arms, reach up through the face. Exhale, heel sinks down toward the earth. Let's bring the arms down as well. Keep going, inhale, reach up. Look up. Right knee stays as it is. We're working into that left foot, left heel. 3 more, inhale. Reach it up. If you start to feel that opening, you can bring the stance a little wider, which brings that heel stretch a little deeper. Lift the heart as you exhale. 2 more. Moving slowly. Last one. Start to bring that left knee to the earth. And the top of the left foot to the earth, hands to your knees, staying in a very high, low lunge here. Scooch the right foot forward if you need to. We're going to keep the right knee over the ankle as much as we can. Hands on the thigh. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, sink in. Activate the body. This is another one of those moments where you can have this, I don't want to call it a lazy approach. I know in my body, sometimes I'm being lazy in my yoga practice, but when I can really focus to sinking the breath with, or sinking into the stretch with the exhale and getting in there deeper each time, I know I see more benefit. 1 more, sink in. Hands frame the foot. Tuck the left toes, lift up through the knee. Hands flat to the earth, step back, plank pose, 5 breaths. Check in with your posture here. Hands spread wide, toes pressing in, heels pressing back. Quads and hamstrings are lifting up. Power those legs to help you stay in this plank pose. Shoulder blades reaching gently away from each other so that you can really bring that power in. Knees down or not. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Lift your heart, inhale. And press back, downward facing dog. Feel free to take child's pose if you'd like. You can find some stillness here. Second pose or second dog pose. Maybe you have that steadiness now. Never rush these 5 breaths. Always use them to benefit that physical body. The hips are over the heart here, heart over the brain. Such a beautiful way to change your blood flow. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Right foot and left, step up, forward fold. Half lift. And fold. All the way up. Reach the arms up, palms pressed toward each other. Keep the arms lifted. Shift the weight to the left foot and right foot steps back, high lunge. Nice and tall here. Legs as wide apart as you'd like. Take a breath. Lifting up through the chest, reaching up through the face, through the arms. Inhale, come to that right tiptoe. Exhale, arms lower as you sink down to the heel. Inhale up to tiptoe. Arms reach, face lifts. Exhale. Inhale, 3 more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, right knee to the earth, hands to the thigh, and then bring the right toes to the earth, the top of the foot to the earth. You can scooch forward in the left heel as I just did to give myself some room. Inhale, lift the heart, come off of the stretch just a little. Exhale, press in. Inhale. Just using mindfulness here to work for the best benefit of you as a human body. Sink in. Hands frame the foot, step back, plank pose. 5 breaths. Activating into our physical body in a very real way. Getting that blood flowing, getting the heart pumping. Inhale, knees down or not. Exhale, slowly lower. Lift your heart. And press back, child's pose. Keep your arms reaching forward. Let's strengthen into our arms here with 4 rounds of push-ups, but moving with our breath push-ups. First round here. As you inhale, lift up to tabletop, and then go beyond tabletop so that you're in supported plank pose. If I lifted my knees up, I would be in plank pose, knees come straight down, so that you still have that effort. It's not tabletop and you're just bringing your forehead down to the earth. You're in push-up position here. Inhale. As you exhale, just halfway down, squeeze the elbows in as they bend. Inhale, press the ground away in child's pose. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale, come up, top of a supported push-up. Exhale, knees or elbows hug in as they bend. Inhale, press the ground away. And child's pose. Exhale, stretch. Last 2. Inhale, come up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press the ground away. And exhale, child's pose. Last one, slow and steady. Inhale. Exhale, listen to your breath. Inhale, press the ground away. And child's pose, reach the arms back. Roll into the wrists. You can come up to a kneeling position as well. Take a breath here. I'm gonna offer 4 more. You can take it on knees as you did with child's pose as that second exhale, or you can come into plank pose and then a downward facing dog. And we're gonna do 3 more rounds of this. So have fun with it. You can come in for 2. And it's one of those things, I can do 4 push-ups in a row. I discovered that this week. I can actually do 10 push-ups in a row. I don't know how accurate they are. But let's find a little bit of strength here, coming up to your plank pose. Your knees can be straight down on the earth and support yourself here. Check in with your wrists and shoulders. Inhale, in your plank pose, knees can be up. Halfway down, exhale. Inhale, press the ground away, downward facing dog or child's pose. That's number 1. 3 more. Inhale, plank pose, knees down or not. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press the ground away, child's pose or dog. 2 more. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, slowly lower. Press the ground away, inhale.
And exhale, downward facing dog. Last one, finish strong. Inhale. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale. And downward dog or child's pose. Actually, take a child's pose, rest the wrists, take a few recovery breaths. Intense practice this morning, but because we're preparing to basically sit or lay or meditate for the rest of class. Rest the wrists. Control the breath. Four more. Come on up. Pick your plank pose, knees down or not. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Press back to your resting place. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, activate. Feel this getting easier, not harder. Inhale, work the body. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, learn the muscles that need to activate. And exhale, rest them. Last one. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, press the ground away. Downward dog, then child's pose. Take a rest, come off the wrists, control the breath. Feel the aliveness of your body, that zing in your heart. And take a moment here. What on earth did I mean? It might be getting easier. There's no should be, but it might be getting easier as your body learns the movements and you repeat them. The muscle memory is there, and it helps you to remember to lift the body and lower the body. Last round. Feel that heart beating. Try talking through it someday. Come on up, find your plank pose. Knees or not. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, press the ground away. And exhale, dog pose or child's pose. Conditioning the body to be strong here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, press the ground away. And exhale, downward dog. 2 more. Last one, finish strong. Knees down, child's pose. Listen to your breath. Listen to your breath coming into the body. Feel that fullness of breath here. Open into the back of your body, open into the belly, resting in child's pose. As much as I love physical body, I have to say my favorite kosha as of right this moment is the pranamaya kosha, the breath kosha. Very connected to the air element and to ether, to that space. It's fascinating to me how we can take that air around us, that atmosphere around us, bring it into our body, have it be changed into energy and fuel. And then we exhale out stagnancies. And if you've heard me say that, exhale out stagnancies, our breath, our exhale, when done properly, releases 60% of the waste in our body. You can come up. I'm going to be talking here for just a moment. I wanted you to hear your breath going, that prana, that movement of the breath in child's pose. You can come to sit. We're going to move for pranamaya kosha. And then we're going to sit in a pranayama to demonstrate our Anamaya Kosha, that physical practice. That was our longest practice. And now we'll come through the other four. They really play off of each other. They really lead into each other. And again, it's just a newer or a different way, not a new way. It's just a different way to think about what it is to be human. And so Pranamaya Kosha, where we can take the atmosphere into our body and exhale out our stagnancies. 60% of our waste leaves through our CO2. It goes, and considering the ways, I love that. The other ways that our body releases waste, our breath is more powerful than those ways. And so let's practice here, getting rid of all of the breath. This, I just call it the exhale, 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 where you bring in as much air as you can. And you exhale either out of the nose or the mouth. It's your choice. Usually the mouth, you can get a little bit more out. But once you're done exhaling, I want you to exhale a little more. And then once you think you're done again, exhale a little more, just to demonstrate to yourself how much stagnant air stays at the bottom of the ribs. So take a breath. You can even hold on to the belly as I am, onto the sides of the ribs, the sides of the waist. Inhale as deeply as you can into the belly, into the lungs, into the heart. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Just when you think you're done exhaling, exhale a little more. Squeeze all of the air out. And then when you can, inhale, bring in that vibrancy. 9 more times. Exhale. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Squeeze. Become very mindful about this. Inhale deeply. This is a great core exercise too. Internal sit-ups here. Exhale. 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 Fill the body with air. Bring in as much as you can. Exhale as fully as you can. The more effective you bring your exhale, the more effective your inhale becomes. Inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. 3 more times. Pranamaya Kosha, really getting into that vibrant breath. 2 more. Exhale, 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 exhale. As soon as all of the breath is out, hold it out as long as you can. Drop your arms down and resume breathing normally. Notice how much that breath can become part of us. Notice that lift that you feel, that fullness, that volume. Let's come up and over, downward dog, bend in, or straighten into the legs and dance out. And come on down to your knees. Blanket can come under. We're going to come to sit in staff pose. So you can sit on your blanket if you'd like. One more exercise for our Pranamaya Kosha. This is to demonstrate, again, the power of the exhale and the power of getting rid of the old air so that you can bring in the freshness. And it's a very simple movement where left foot comes in and you find this nice tall spine, right leg is going out. The inhale, we're always holding forward to the leg. The exhale, the first exhale, we're coming up from the leg, left hand to the earth, right arm reaches. And then we're going to inhale and come back. And then we're going to exhale, come to our first position, then our second position, and then our third position. Oh, glad I didn't knock that over. And then slowly lower down. Just demonstrating that that inhale can stay the same length while we really elongate the exhale. So left leg is hugging in. If you started already, just let's start over again so that I can count for us. Twist the belly toward the right leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale here. Inhale, reach toward the toes. As you exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches, hips stay on the earth. Inhale back and staying here. Inhale, sorry. You guys, oh, it's Friday. Let's start this over again. Come into your toes. It is, I'm human. It's Friday. I'm doing the exhale wrong. The exhale brings us into our leg as usual. So inhale, lift a nice tall spine. Keep your hands on the ground for now. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, bring your left hand to the earth, right arm reaches. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into the left hand, right arm reaches, hips still on the earth. Exhale, fold in. 2 more. Moving with the breath, listen to that exhale as you release. This time, left hand presses in, right hand reaches up, hips lift up, stretch. And exhale, hips come down, fold in. Inhale, left hand comes up, right arm reaches, hips lift. Move with the breath, moving meditation, moving pranayama. Come up. And lower. Last one, inhale, lift up. Feel the stretch. As you exhale, stretch a little more. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold in, and now listen to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale a little more. Exhale a little more. Inhale. Pausing the movement, staying with the breath. Exhale. Exhale a little more. Exhale a little more. 2 more. Squeezing the air out of the belly. Get rid of the stagnancy. And lift on up. Stretch the left leg out, staff pose. Find your tall spine. I'm guessing that second side will go easier. Right leg comes in. Our final side here in our Prana Maya Kosha demonstration here, this place where you can use the shape of the body to breathe and use the length of your movement to deepen the length of your breath, which is a much nicer way of explaining what we're doing here than that first time I tried. So heart presses toward the toes. Toes lift up nice and tall in the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward, find your foot or ankle. Inhale, right arm comes back behind you, left arm reaches, hips stay on the ground. Exhale, just finding your rhythm, fold in. 3 more, right arm comes back, left arm reaches. And exhale, fold in. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Right arm presses down, left arm reaches up. Exhale, fold in. We'll find that second movement. Inhale. Right arm presses in, hips lift, left arm reaches. Exhale, hips lower, fold in, get rid of the air. 3 more, eyes can close. Little floor dance here. Letting your breath lead you. Breath and body making this a beautiful partnership. When you strengthen the body, when you strengthen the breath, it becomes easier to reach those more subtle layers. Inhale, press down, reach up, pause here. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, fill the heart. Exhale, fold in. Stay in your forward fold. Inhale. 5 breaths. Exhale, exhale, exhale. How effective can you be here? Inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Setting yourself up for a vibrant future here. 3 more. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale. And exhale, exhale, exhale. Slowly lift up, bound ankle pose. Hands to your ankles, lift tall, and just be with your breath here. Eyes closed. Feel stillness come over the body after all of the movement, all of the breath. Notice if you feel more clear in the lungs in a very real way. Notice if you feel any tingling throughout your spine, throughout your heart, your throat. Right foot will cross in front of left. If you're working on your lotus pose, you can bring right ankle in. If you're comfortable in lotus pose, you can come into it sitting on the sit bones, and hands will come to the knees. From our body kosha into our breath kosha. And now we're going to get into those thoughts. And thoughts are one of those things, as I was sitting us into chair pose, were you thinking, oh no, not chair pose. It sounded like you there for a second. Oh no. Or were you really into it? Those thoughts define us. It's one of those things, we embrace a challenge or we think it's crazy or any unlimited number of other things that might have gone through your head on any given day. Those thoughts are something that we can start to observe, just as we do our body and our breath. And we can notice that we can control them instead of allowing them to control us, as we often do. We have a lot of reaction as humans, instead of pausing and thinking and then mindfully going through the next moment of our life instead of that first initial reaction. So sitting tall here, notice your thoughts. Are they calm? Are they in this moment? Are they with your body, with this posture, with this breath? Or are you thinking about what's next or what was before? Try to train your thoughts to come here. We can use the body to do that. We can use the breath to do that. Inhale, think I. Exhale, think am. Inhale, think I. Exhale, think am. Inhale, I am. I am. One more. I am. Stretch the legs out. Eyes can stay closed, stay internal, stay with the breath, stay with the body. How's your skeleton moving here? We're moving to the other side. Feel your legs bend. Feel your breath still coming easy, even as you're throwing yourself off center and off balance. You arrange yourself now and second side. I am is, in the English language, one of the most powerful complete sentences, 2 words, a powerful complete sentence, I am. There's another one that's even more powerful in my opinion. Close your eyes and we'll take 5 breaths with this very powerful 2-word statement. First one being I am. And this one, take an inhale, think, thank. And as you exhale, think you. Inhale, thank. Exhale, you. Thank. You. Thank. You. One more breath in gratitude. Thank you. Sit for a moment. Where do your thoughts go? What are you grateful for? And stretch out to our staff pose. Sit bones pressing in, legs lifting, or toes lifting up, knees pressing down. Take a nice inhale. We're going to fold forward. A bend in the knees is fine. As you exhale, pour forward, just pausing when you need to. A forward fold offers this great place of observation. It's often even very provoking, a forward fold, because literally you're closing the rest of the world out. And so close your eyes here, feel your breath, notice limitations in your forward fold, tightness in your legs, tightness in your spine. We all have them. And this isn't something to be down on yourself about, it's something just to observe in yourself. So different than the thought body is now our observation body, or our, I don't even know how to say it in the Sanskrit, but this is our knowledge body. Instead of our thoughts, now it's our knowledge. What do we do with those thoughts? What do we do with the observations that we've made of our body, of our breath, of the quality of our thoughts? My favorite exercise for this wisdom body, this place where we can discern ourselves from a very passive viewpoint. I love the bird's eye viewpoint. So just imagine here that you're a bird sitting in a tree observing a human in a forward fold. And all over the city, there are more people in forward folds. Just observing from a bird's eye view the life of a human. Maybe someone is walking under the bird, and someone else is driving past the bird, someone else is on a bike or with their kid. What is that bird observing here of you, the human? Do you look calm and happy? Do you look in control of your life? Slowly lift up and coming either to easy pose or bound angle pose. Eyes can stay closed. We'll sit in meditation here, observing again. Observing yourself on this level is one of those true gifts of a yoga practice. This place where you can notice where you're not fulfilling your potential, where you can notice without judgment where you can heal or improve or learn, where you can observe without any animosity, with just total passivity, where you can lift from, what you can let go, what you can get rid of in your life, anything that's holding you back, your stagnancies, your patterns. When you work through the body, strengthening it. When you work through the breath, strengthening it. When you work through your thoughts, really starting to control them instead of letting them control you. We go off on these old pattern tangents that unless we physically, literally, mindfully stop them, they'll continue. They'll continue to infinity until we can change them, change the wording, change the tone, change the outcome. When we observe all of that happening, we learn what's best for us. We get to move into that bliss body, that soul body, that innermost layer of our koshas. Bring your knees together and let's lay down in Shavasana. Make yourself very comfortable. Make yourself very warm. You can use your blanket. You can cover your eyes. We'll lay in Shavasana with one hand on belly and one hand on heart. Toes turning outward. You can have a bend to the knees. Let's bring right hand to the belly and left hand to the heart. And just notice that you have a left hand and a right hand. You have bones and muscles and tendons and joints. There's a physical body that you laid down onto the earth, and now those physical hands observing the more subtlety of the breath. Feeling that right hand lift as the belly opens, feeling that left hand lift as the lungs fill. Maybe that left hand even observing the beat of your heart. Noticing the quality of your heartbeat, noticing the quality of your breath, noticing if your thoughts are here in this moment, almost a neutral mind that we go for, where we're just observing, moving into that observation, just as though you're that bird in a tree. Observe yourself here as a human. Are you laying in your best length? Do you look comfortable? Where are you feeling bright? Where can you let go of darkness? Just observing. When you work into those 4 more broad koshas, you get into that most subtle koshas, that bliss body. Anandamaya kosha, for those in the know. But this bliss body, the soul body, the absolute heart of the matter. Breathe here, just observing peace, love, and happiness. joy in the fact that we were able to move our body in a way that brings us space and ease. Gratitude for the breath that comes into our body, even when we're not consciously thinking about it. Amazed that we even have more subtle layers to learn about these thoughts, the wisdom that comes from the thoughts, and that journey inward to that peace, to that love, to that bliss. Feel your body, feel your breath, feel your thoughts. Observing all of it and just settling here in the joy of the moment, in gratitude of this moment. I am. Thank you. Rest here. Find this place of bliss, of calm, of absolute love. Your heart beating softly under your hand. Your breath coming gently because that's what it does. It supports us. Our thoughts slowing so that we can go further inward. So that we can settle into that place of absolute bliss, absolute stillness, absolute gratitude. To deepen your breath. Connecting here to that feeling of love and gratitude, starting with that innermost layer of our flower here, that Kosha flower, 5 layers, that innermost, that love, that gratitude. Broadening out into the wisdom. What did you learn today about your practice, about yourself, about the world around you? We're coming out to those thoughts. What do you think about those observations? Noticing the breath coming into, of course, that outermost layer, our body. Just coming back to that outermost layer, starting to stretch. Breathing deeply. Knees bent. Turn to your right side. Take a breath. Gently come up to a seated position, hands at your heart, thumbs at your chest, connecting inward so that we can connect outward. A slow inhale, we'll end class with 3 ohms. Inhale. Om. 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 Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Very happy Friday, everybody.